We're filming a podcast.
Yes, we are. Hey, we just got breaking news. We got a rocket going up.
Yeah.
At 2:55.
Oh, hello friends. Welcome
Hello, friends.
to Love This For Us. How we doing?
How is everybody? Let's talk about how is everybody doing.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk. You go first. And we want to hear how you're doing.
Yeah, we really do.
At the conclusion of this, we really do want to hear how you're doing. Either wherever you see this, listen to it, whatever. Yeah,
let us know. The Anchor comments or voice memos are always open. You can always send a voice memo, and obviously comment down below if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. This has been the topic of conversation for everyone for a long time now. Feels like forever.
Yeah, I don't know what day we're on.
I didn't even know what day it was this morning. It's Thursday.
Yeah.
It's Thursday.
I think the 15 days are up sometime next week if they're up, you know, but
yeah.
That's kind of where we are.
I'm okay. I'm okay. My stress that I've now is a family member. You said earlier you wanted to name it.
Just teasing.
I was just teasing.
Trying to bring levity to the situation.
I'm okay.
I mean, you've got that. I'm getting my, you know,
I know,
gray.
you're going to be gray.
I'm going to be gray. We're going to see what I think about it.
Huh?
Very first world problems, but it's just everybody focuses on, everything is so uncontrollable that I think we're really getting hung up in the minutia of the tiny little things that we can control.
Right.
Or that don't seem serious, like, oh, I've got a zit, or oh, I'm going gray. Because what we're really thinking is, oh my goodness, I hope nobody we love gets sick. I hope nobody, you know, is in terrible financial straits. You know what I mean? So I think we get hung up on the silly stuff. Like, what show should we watch tonight? You know,
or like, oh, this sucks so bad. Like, what are we gonna eat for dinner? Chicken again? Or you know what I mean? It's just like little things like that. Overall, I am okay. I forgot about it. I forgot it was even going on the other day, like all day long. And then it hit me at night and I was like, oh, I had a panic attack. It was just like one of those things, but I think I'm okay. I mean, I'm as okay as we're gonna be. Obviously, this is a weird time for the job that I do. So I'm experiencing some, you know, a little bit of stress with that and just how is this gonna work out? And, you know, the only jobs that are truly safe or essential are like what John was, how he was working prior to this. So whether the money was great or not, that was definitely a steady thing. But we're gonna figure it out. It'll be fine.
I you know, hippy dippy me, as your grandfather would have said, believes we'll all be all right. We'll come out of this stronger. I think we'll learn what our priorities are. Yeah. You know, like I was just saying to somebody the other day, oh, I was out washing the car in the driveway. Don't normally do that. Normally drive the car to the car wash. I was going to do that, and I thought, well, I won't see anybody. But I thought, oh, well, we'll have to touch all the buttons. We wash the car. And some neighbors that we don't really know, but I know where they live up the street, they walk by, you know, like, hey, social distancing, hey, neighbor. You know, and I said to them, you know, like, I hope some of this stays around after. Yeah. You know, like, it puts it in perspective. I mean, yes, I want to support local businesses and drive my car to the car wash, but it's also good to be more in touch with our stuff again. Yeah. I think we're all so busy, and when we leave our houses and we go out to eat or, you know, we go places to get stuff done. And for me, it's like, this sounds really corny, but like, I hang out the laundry every day, but now I like look at the blue, how blue the sky is and how green the leaves are. Like, it really is forcing us to slow down and appreciate what we do have. And like right now we have our health, and heaven help us that we all keep it, you know?
I know, and I think that's what the weirdest part is for me, is because it feels almost as if it's not real, because
hydration is key. Drinking water.
I'm drinking a Diet Coke. I mean, whatever at this point. But
I had a bowl of M&Ms this morning, so we're even.
I think honestly what it is for me is there is an illness, and it is everywhere you look, but it feels not almost at the same time, doesn't almost feel real because it hasn't directly affected us.
It'll get real. I was talking to somebody this morning who I don't know. It's like everything is a blur now. Yeah. It will get very real when we know somebody who's sick.
Well, I know people who are sick, but the testing for all of this is really strange right now, and you're really not getting tested unless you're over 65. Like, we had to tell John's aunt, like, don't leave the house. And like, she's a travel, like, she likes to go out. She has all these things she does. It's going to be very hard for her. So we're going to be ordering her groceries and stuff like that to the house. But that was kind of a wake up call. Like, she really can't leave. Like, she is
that was our governor our Surgeon General. Oh, I want to touch my nose. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah,
our state Surgeon General just said on the 24th, 2 days ago, that anybody 65 and older should stay home for the next 14 days. So,
yeah,
you know, we're not in that bracket yet. Pop's still a spring chicken.
Yeah.
And
it's just all overwhelming. It doesn't feel...
And there are probably people sick that are not even going to know that they're sick, or people that are sick and not sick enough to go to the hospital that you'll just have to make the assumption that that's what they had.
Well,
you know.
We are seeing obviously what Italy is going through, and that's hard to wrap our head around. Like, that could possibly be us.
Or even New York City at this point, or New York, or...
but, like, it's not happening here where we are, so it doesn't feel as real. Does that make sense? Like...
Right.
It just feels as if, like, we're just staying home to stay home, and, you know, and it just feels
we also
odd.
Don't live in a city, so
right.
we're not like this all the time with other people, like people in a city.
I feel like we're like that way more than people think. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels, I don't know. I just want it to end, but at the same time, I want everything to be safe, so I'm okay.
I want it to end. You know, like I want it to get hot enough and the virus just dies, or, you know, cold enough if you're in a cold place and it just dies. I mean, I don't know. How many times have we all said, I just don't know? You don't know what to say, you don't know what to think. I know that's what everybody else is thinking, because I'm talking to people across the spectrum of life, and no matter what, you know, they're like, I don't know. And it just, there's so
nobody
many,
knows.
No, this is, you know,
and it's not something
really.
Yeah, you've never been through it.
He Pop talked to Oma the other day, talking to her frequently, and she survived the war and everything. And she said for her, she's never seen anything like it in her life.
And she's 85?
She's 85. For her to say that, she's not seen anything like it.
Yeah,
you know?
It's just, it's a scary and weird time for everybody in the world, and it kind of consumes all of my content and all of my life, really, because it's like, it's always there. I'm always scrolling to see if something's changed. Nothing's changing. It's not a hurricane, which, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Hurricane season's supposed to be amped up this year. Have you seen all that? The water's super warm. The thought of having a hurricane right now could send me into absolute, just like, I would crumble.
Have you seen the memes, like, the hurricane season better come in and sit
down.
Not touch anything?
Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even wrap my head around
I'm not even...
Oh, I've started spiraling.
In the early days of this, I did. You know, what if everybody's sick and we get a hurricane? What if everybody's sick and we have a wildfire? Can't go down that way. We can't control it. We have to just...
I think this is really good for me as a hypochondriac, like as someone who struggles with my biggest fear and my anxiety all comes down to getting sick and dying. I mean, that's just the reality of it. I think this is
I gave that to you.
Yeah, thank you. But
My mother gave it to me. It's a gift that keeps on giving in this family.
I think it's forcing us to come face to face with like our biggest fear. And I hope after all of this is said and done that my anxiety will kind of chill out, because I've like faced it and I don't feel as scared to like go from this. Like, I don't know, for some reason I'm like, well,
go from this, like die?
Yeah. I don't want to, and you know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. And that makes me feel almost comforted, because I'm like, well, I'm not freaking out, like scared I'm gonna die. Because that's typically where I go with things like this. So I'm trying to see that as a positive.
That's a good thing.
It's healing my hypochondriacism, everybody. I'm thriving. It's just weird. I want to make all this content, but it's like, what do I show? And then there's some days I'm just like struggling to get through the day a little bit.
And that's what you show, because that's real life. And
I know.
I guarantee you there's people...
But I don't want to be negative either, because I don't feel negative. But
it's not negative, it's just real.
I understand.
You showed me the other day crying. You know,
I know.
That's just...
Sorry about that.
Oh, she's hides hers and shows mom crying.
I haven't cried, though.
You know.
Yet.
Pop and I both cried at lunch. They showed we were watching the news and they showed something that they had showed on the Today Show this morning too, some Adele song, which her emotions come through in the song anyway.
Yeah.
And it was like a montage or whatever of just goodness. You know, people doing good things for each other. You know, the people in Italy, you know, singing from their balconies and all that kind of stuff. So there's always more good from all this.
Absolutely.
Like any event, you hear the screamers on social media or on TV. The screamers, you can't help but hear them, but they're not the only voice. No,
and the good is always going to outweigh the bad. It's just I want to bring like light to people and be like, hey, get your mind off of it. So we have a couple fun things planned for tomorrow to film that are just silly and dumb and like have nothing to do with this. I think that'll help a lot. It's just...
You know what, somebody I follow on Instagram is doing this thing. She must be, it's her and her husband and her daughter, and most board games call for 4 people. So whatever time of day it is, they do a virtual be our 4th person.
Aww.
And they like FaceTime and play a game.
Yeah.
You know, like they roll for the virtual person, and you know.
I just don't want to see people right now. Is that weird? I feel like I'm
in person.
In general, I feel like I'm like...
You don't want to watch people? Like
no, I feel not like myself in the sense of like, I'm typically an extrovert. I like to do things and go out and have friends and talk to people, and I text people, and I find myself not wanting to interact with many people as much. Not you. Calm down.
No, I know. I was just looking at the timer to make sure.
I just feel myself kind of like going in a little bit.
Yeah, I can feel the same for myself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my worry is like, we can't, when this is, I don't think it's obviously for us, we keep talking hurricane, blizzard, whatever it is where you come from. Like, you know when it's over, and you like go outside, and like for here, when a hurricane's over, don't touch the power lines, don't walk in water you don't know where it's been, you know. But,
set up the generator.
But it's over.
Yeah.
You know, so with this, I don't think there is going to be like a hard over. So what I don't want to do is be afraid to go out.
All the time after, yeah.
Again, you know, yes, maybe we'll all wash our hands better, sanitize the shopping carts better, all that's good. But I don't want to carry this fear with me for, not that I'm fearful now, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that we're going to be like, oh, I wonder if we're going to get sick if we go to Disney or if we go to the zoo, or... It's summertime. We have Surfers for Autism is a big thing that we were really looking forward to this summer.
Well, hopefully some of those events will be.
I pray, because those are like some of my favorite things to do with Ella now. It was just such a magical year last year doing more than one event. And I just hope that...
maybe we'll close our circles a little bit, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because of social media. Sometimes our circles have gotten too big.
Yeah.
You know, we let people in to our lives in whatever way that they are in, and maybe, you know, like I did a big purge on Instagram. I was following, just kind of through the years, people that were bringing me down, you know, like, and this event brought to light, you know, like really crazy conspiracy theories and just negative stuff. No, you know, so maybe also our circles in our real life will be the same way too, where we really realize what's precious to us, and, you know, like circle the wagons a little bit more and really be appreciative of
your unit.
Yeah, like when Aunt Kath is finally done with all this, you know, she's a nurse, and, you know, she's going to be in the front lines till it's over, you know, and really appreciate that 2 hours where we can go have a cup of coffee, not take it for granted.
Yeah.
You know, that, hey, let's go have a cup of coffee for 2 hours.
And I've been talking to Amanda a lot, because she's just like my person through all this, because we think the same, we freak out the same, it's just nice. And we always have like gotten the kids together and done pizza parties, and like our kids are just like best friends. They really love being around each other. I was supposed to go to Val's baby shower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm missing moments.
That was next month, right?
Yeah. And it just, in Ella's first plane ride, like Ella was going to go, and it was going to be like this huge thing, and it just makes me sad that I'm going to be scared to fly with her. You know what I mean? There's going to be, like, I was already nervous, and now it's like a thing. So I just hope, like you said, we don't carry it over long term to all of our future decisions in the coming years with what we do and where we go, because it took us so long as an autism family, not even just you guys, but like John and I specifically with Ella, to just do things in the world because of all the negative experiences we had with her. And we like had this last year of just having so many positives and going all these places, and it's kind of back to where we started a little bit, and it's like, ugh.
But because of the world and not her, so...
Right, it's not her, it's the world that is now stopping us from going, and not us stopping us from going. But it just is like, it was just starting to get fun. You know what I mean? Like, it was starting to like be exciting and like traveling, and now it's kind of like, oh man.
Well, we've still had fun, you know.
We still have had fun, and we still will have fun, and it's still going to be good times. Like, I'm grateful, you know. I'm cleaning my house more. I've got more...
Yeah, me too.
Getting more things done. I just...
Closets.
Yeah.
That was my
drawers.
The very first weekend was like, the sheets.
Yeah.
Had to have sheets.
Yeah.
And then I had to organize all the closets, and then I felt better. And then I had a couple of really down days whenever you filmed me crying.
It was like 2 days ago.
And like even this morning I woke up in kind of a funk and I'm like, I'm not going to let myself
I keep waking up in a funk, and I think it's because Ella's sleeping in sometimes. Like sometimes she wakes up early, but like we don't even get the day started until like 8 o'clock, which that is not us. We're up at 6 and like out the door at 7 and going to the gym and doing all of these things.
Set a clock again. We've decided not to set a clock, so we get plenty. When we sleep in, it's 6 o'clock.
I know.
As a way for our health, to say we're going to let our bodies sleep until they wake up.
Ella's
it's not like
also
we're waking up at 11 o'clock.
The Ella's in vacation mode in her mind too, even though we are doing homeschooling stuff and therapy and like crafts and all that jazz. But when she's home, she's home. So it's just kind of like she doesn't want to wear clothes. You know what I mean? It's just like that's where we're at.
FaceTime today and you got a naked feral child running around.
It's just that's making things a little bit difficult, and we're gonna have to really focus on that too, and just like make sure, because we don't know how long we're gonna do this for. Like the first week's fun.
It'll be hard to reel her back in when it's time to go.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to make sure that we don't do that. So we did talk. We're gonna set alarms and get up and you do the right thing there. But it's hard. Sometimes you just have to survive. Like you can thrive or you can survive, and some days you just survive. So.
Well, this was the first real week of like official. So, and it's already Thursday.
Yeah.
Next week we may get back to that.
I think so.
Of setting the alarm. We're still both like at our desks working at the normal time, but I don't know.
We're still working too. It's just weird.
It's a new world.
It is. It's a new world.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's all for the better. We're going to be better people and humans because of that. And I just saw something come across on Facebook. Who knows how true it is? Lad Bible posted it, but the like.
Is that how you read it? I read that
LED,
yeah,
whatever.
What does it mean?
Tomato. I don't know.
Oh.
London something, I think.
What does it mean?
I think honestly that like our Earth is doing better because
is that what
of
you
this.
Saw,
yeah. So the ozone layer or something like that. I'm no scientist. I know. So that makes me happy because I'm like, okay, we're kind of like prolonging the life of the planet. That helps me somehow. I don't know, because if you guys don't know, I've talked about it. I had a spiral of our like Earth imploding, and just that was one of my big fears too. So, I really am living my best life here. But I
want to hear how you're doing and how you're processing it, and like let's all share tips and tricks. Like I know I work from home, so I'm used to it, and I learned early on, like, remember you teased me like, oh, I've got my home uniform on, I have certain like shirts and
this
t-shirts.
Isn't what mom wears out into the general public. Mom doesn't wear like this. Like you dress like, I don't know, in business attire or like dress.
But I have certain things, like I on a work day will put on. Like today I looked at this and went, should I put that on? No, this is a shirt I would wear at the grocery store. Well, I don't go there anymore right now. So I get dressed enough in a sense. Like I pulled my hair back in my work way today instead of a sloppy bun, because the sloppy bun feels like, oh, I'm in my pajamas. So it's just, I'm lucky I've learned those tricks already, but it took me a while of working at home to dial that in.
I think that'll be a focus.
I feel for the people that this...
I hate when our toes touch.
When the people that aren't used to it, it is really a struggle.
And John and I had just started to get into like the swing of things, you know what I mean? Like going to the gym, and we had our routine.
Oh, I miss the gym.
I miss the gym too, and I never thought I would say that, but I do miss it.
I miss the energy, miss the people.
Because we still were working out. We just now are working out at home with here, and it's fine. It's like just not the same.
I know.
So, it's just going to be a new routine. We really have to find something. This is going to be our new normal, and for like a long time. I have to really reel it in.
Well, next week we reel it in. Today we eat M&Ms.
Amen.
I'm out of M&Ms. Shipped. Here we go.
I thought you said something else.
No, shipped.
Yeah, I'm going to order a shipped order too, because I'm going to make some Pinterest recipes and see if I can nail it or fail it.
The thing is with shipped is you almost have to order a day in advance.
I know.
Which is actually good, because then when you're craving something,
I just want to go to the store. I just want to go to the
store.
store.
Which I guess
I could.
We could, but your father and
You should not. No offense. Not that you're old. I'm just saying.
Your father and I feel like we've been asked for the 15 days, and we'll be good citizens, and we will.
Well, don't make me feel like a bad citizen if I have to go to the store.
You're a young citizen.
I know. And, obviously do all those things for the people that you love that can't go to the store. So,
right.
Oh, we set a timer for this one, folks. So we will be taking care of the older folks in our life.
That's your father, not me.
And making sure that, you know, I'm just joking. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm kidding. No, we're just going to make sure everybody's good, and we hope you guys are good too.
Yes, please let us know how you're doing.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate that you guys like to watch these podcasts as well.
Oh, yeah.
It helps me with content because I am planning and like filming other things, but I'm just struggling a little bit with the motivation to do YouTube right now. I don't know why. I love it. I don't know why. It's just it's weird for me right now.
I think everybody feels that way about whatever it is that they do. I've noticed that in your father. You know, he's working hard if you're watching.
Yeah, very hard.
And he does. He works harder than all of us. But I see it in him too.
It's just weird times. But we'll persevere.
Tearing up at lunch, him?
I know.
I can
he's
tell
not a crier.
When he got silent, when it was all, and I'm like, and it was all over, I said, did you tear up? He's like,
He does not cry. He does not cry. He doesn't. Anywho.
But it was happy, because of, let's end this on a happy note. It was crying because of the good. It was a story about the good. So tell us something good that happened.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll do. Tell us how you're doing.
Yeah.
And tell us something good that you've seen, an act of kindness, something you've done for someone, something positive.
Yep.
And until our next podcast, thank you for listening to Love This For Us.
Thank you very much for listening. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Give us some more ideas.
We'll see you in the next one.
See you on the flip side.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
We need a thumbnail.
That was behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Thumbnail. Touching feet. She hates that.
Social distancing. No, wait, you have to be in it. Like, that's... How are we doing? We don't know. How are we doing? What is this? Why do you keep doing that? Is that your thing now? No. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, friends. Look, it's about to shut off.